This Week in Talk About Sports.
Hello and welcome back to This Week in Sports, first show of the year for Tuesday, September 20th, 2016. I'm Mike McClung, here with Evan Olawani, and as you may remember, Tyler's coming back for a little bit of a guest appearance.
I mean, if you needed me, I'm here.
Yeah, whenever, fill the hole, definitely.
Yeah.
So we appreciate having you back. Football is also back. I could not be more excited. We're 2 weeks in now. What have we seen so far? You want to surprise players and some teams, maybe?
Surprise player, Melvin Gordon from the Chargers. He had, one touchdown, maybe not even. Now he has 4 in the first 2 games. I think that's very impressive, Ev. What do you think?
I think for team-wise, I think the Vikings. They're starting off 2-0. Sam Bradford, he looked phenomenal in the last game. I was like, why couldn't you play like that when you're on the Eagles? I don't know. But Stephon Diggs coming. I mean, he's been playing good for his whole first 15 games, but really turning up a notch. The last
30 seconds into the show, and Evan's already talking about his favorite teams. You'll get used to that real quick. I think the Seahawks are a little bit of a surprise. They're 1-1. They've played 2 bad games. They managed to win one of them. They lost to the Rams, who always seem to play them tough for some reason. I'm not convinced that they're going to be able to turn around at this time.
With the Seahawks, I think what is more surprising about just the team, Russell Wilson. He hasn't been performing at all.
Can I just say injury? He hurt his ankle.
Yes, he hurt his ankle, but still,
his running back got hurt. His 2 wide receivers were injured last game. Give the man a break, okay? He's from Wisconsin. He knows what he's doing. They'll turn it around. The defense is playing fine. They'll figure out the offense, and they'll start winning ball games.
No. The defense is fine. That's how they were in the game with the Rams the entire time because the defense was holding them in. The offense could just not do anything to help them. They can't win football games with just one side of the ball. I mean, defense does win championships, but offense, you need points to score and win.
Yeah, and even when they're 100% healthy, their running game scares me because there was a bigger drop-off than I expected when they lost Marshawn Lynch. Thomas Rawls has not even planned out to be the starter so far. It's been Christian Michael on and off. That scares me. Even when they're 100% and Russell Wilson's perfect, that running game, I don't know if they can move the ball that way. And that's kind of what the Seahawks like to do.
Something else that's scary. Patriots are 2-0. They have, no quarterback at this point. They're still winning ball games. I mean, they're just – you can put anyone – I could be the quarterback for the Patriots and I could win a game because Bill Belichick is just a phenomenal coach.
It's not just they don't have any quarterback. They don't even have Gronk. Gronk's out. He hasn't played, and they're still winning. They have Jacoby Brissett. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of the guy before he came in for Garoppolo when he got hurt, and I was just
He's
like –
a rookie from NC State. Found that out last week.
NC State. He's a Wolfpack. I like that college. Jim Valvano. But anyway, yes, it's kind of shocking that they're 2-0, but it's the Patriots. You got to be, expecting it because they always win. Bill Belichick is a mastermind, and he will find a way to win with anything he is given.
So Evan jumped the gun a little bit there. We're on to some 2-0 teams now.
Well, I mean, if you look at the prompter, 2-0 is clearly first.
We were getting there. All right, anyway, so you think the Patriots are for real?
I think the Patriots are just amazing because they win with missing pieces all over the board.
How about the Giants? You think they're 2-0?
No, the Giants,
Okay.
They squeaked out a win against the Cowboys. They squeaked out a win against the Saints. I don't think they're for real. I don't trust them. I think their defense is too weak.
I got to agree with Evan. The Giants did have 2 close games, and Odell Beckham, the second game, he missed it wide through his hands. He's always been the guy, he's got hands, he makes all these catches. He couldn't make an over-the-shoulder catch, which should be like a cakewalk for him, and he couldn't even make that.
I think they're going to win the division just because the division is awful. They may be one of the worst division winners of all time.
Absolutely
all right, let's go. Eagles.
No,
I
don't want to go there yet. I want to go with the Steelers. Because I want to tell you that the Steelers have the best offense in the league. Okay. DeAndre Williams filling in. He is insane. He's putting up crazy numbers. He could be a starter for half the NFL teams right now. And when Le'Veon Bell comes out, it's another piece. Marcus Wheaton comes back. It's another piece.
And they still don't have Martavis Bryant because of suspension. Think about that. They don't even have their full wide receivers. Yes, Antonio Brown only had 39 receiving yards, but D'Angelo Williams, like you said, didn't even care about Antonio Brown. He's like, I'll put the team on my back this week.
I mean, this is spoken like a true Steelers fan, but their defense you got to give credit to too. If they get hot on both sides of the ball, that could be scary. Their defense has only allowed 2 touchdowns in 2 games to some decent offenses, the Bengals and the Redskins. If their defense can play well, more importantly, their secondary, they're going to be tough to beat because they can score points.
Eli Rogers filling in as a wide receiver. He's a rookie. He's been even putting up great numbers.
He's not a rookie, but this is his first major playing time.
I mean,
You did your best, you know.
He's doing
you guys
very
keep
well.
talking about your favorite teams. I think it's surprising. My favorite team, the Green Bay Packers, are 1-1, and it's scaring me because their offense is not playing like an Aaron Rodgers offense should be playing. I mean, their first game against Jacksonville, I was scared watching the game because it was close most of the time, and they lost to the Vikings when, I know Sam Bradford played a great game. Adrian Peterson was hurt, and I know Stephon Diggs ran all over the Packers' corners.
The stat guy. He's back.
But it
He's
just
in
makes
mid-season form
it
already.
just makes no sense. Their defense was slow and lagging the entire game, and Aaron Rodgers couldn't find a rhythm with his receivers or his running game with Eddie Lacy. That scares me as a Packers fan. It probably scares me as Packers fans all over the world.
Fun fact: Week 5, I'm going to Lambeau Field, Tyler. I'm going to be there
That's
for the
exciting.
Giants-Packers game.
All right, so how about the Eagles now? Are they for real?
Listen,
Oh, gosh.
I think they are for real. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to win the division. Okay, we've seen Carson Wentz taking hit after hit, getting right back up, standing in that pocket. He's commanding the offense, calling audibles. He looks like the real deal. Ryan Matthews never gets into negative yards. He's always going forward. The problem is half the wide receivers can't catch a ball. I mean, they just drop so many passes. But if they start catching them, and they've been the first 2 games, 2 easy games. We're going to see if they're going to be tested week 3 against the Steelers.
And then some.
But, I think Carson Wentz is the real deal. I think he can have a decent year, his rookie year. I think he's the first 2 games, he's going above and beyond. But I still think he's a real deal.
Okay, you're an Eagles fan, so you're thinking real deal. They're winning the division. They're going to the championship game. That's what basically you're
Not
saying.
necessarily, but I think that they're better than the rest of the teams in the division.
The Eagles were like, okay, Carson Wentz, yes, he has been doing good. I've watched the first half and then a little bit of the second half. I didn't really watch the second half. I'm not going to lie, the last night's game. Carson Wentz doesn't throw the ball downfield that much. He throws a lot of.
And what's the problem with that?
There is no problem if he's winning football games.
Kirk Cousins won a division doing that last year.
Yeah, yes, he. Okay.
The worst division in football.
Yeah, but he doesn't throw the football downfield. He doesn't throw the football downfield. He rather use check downs and uses receiver like Ertz. Even though he was hurt, he used Selleck last game. I don't like that as a quarterback. I mean, yes, he might be winning, but they'll be tested next week. I do not think the Philadelphia Eagles are the real deal.
You can make the argument that they've played the 2 worst teams in the league. And they're going to go back to being the Eagles. They're going to finish the season 6-10.
And that's just wrong, but that's fine. I don't care what you think.
That's just wrong.
In that case, we're going to move on to some 0-2 teams now. We'll play a little game we call Fluke or Accident, which means the exact same thing. Who do you think is an 0-2 team that maybe might have a chance to turn it around?
I couldn't even think of one on top of my head.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean,
Are all the 0-2 teams just bad?
I really believe that.
I think
Okay.
I think Jacksonville 0-2.
Okay, that's a good
That's a
pick.
fluke. All
I
right.
don't know.
Well, okay, yes, they played the Packers, who's a very good football team, and they lost in a close game.
They had
The
a smacking by the
they
Chargers,
got
though.
yeah, the line. Blake Bortles was rushed, like hurried like 10 times. He was sacked multiple times. He just didn't. Allen Robinson got 3 receptions. Allen Hurns didn't do that good either. They have to start open up the passing game more. And Chris Ivory, who the big signing from the Jets, has not played yet. He's been injured or
He's in a hospital for
so
undisclosed reasons.
TJ Yeldon is not a good replacement. When Chris Ivory gets back and they get that offense in momentum, plus with that defense with Miles Jack and Jalen Ramsey they picked up this offseason, I think they'll be fine. That's a fluke.
I'll throw some names out for you.
Maybe the Dolphins. I don't know.
I don't like that. I like the Saints. Not to, I'm not saying any of these teams are going to win their
The
division
Saints
and win a
just-
Super Bowl. I
Their
like the
defense is
Saints.
too bad, the Saints.
Their Saints defense is terrible. I will agree with you there. I like them. I like maybe a team like, I just had it in my head.
Redskins.
Yeah, that could be part of it. They're in a bad division, same thing. I think there's a couple teams that they're not out of it yet. 0-2, it's soon, and you don't want to fall in that hole, but I still think there's plenty of time for them to climb their way out. So I think the Saints might be able to do it. I like them, and I guess we'll have to see.
Okay.
Anybody else, or you're holding to it?
I'm holding to it.
Everybody's just bad.
Everyone is bad.
Besides the Eagles.
No. I'm saying 0-2 teams. Teams aren't good.
All right.
All right, so we're done talking about football. We're a little football craze right now. We're 2 weeks in. Baseball's actually going pretty well right now. Your Mets, of course, both of your Mets, are finally surging, getting into that first wild card, and the Giants are falling quick. Are both these teams going to make the playoffs?
You got the Cardinals a game out. The problem with the Mets right now, they're starting pitching. DeGrom's now out for the year. I mean, Syndergaard had a bad game last night. It scares me. They have a lot of young pitchers right now. They're finally hitting. But in the postseason, can they pitch? Can they pitch their way into the postseason? That's the big question for me.
I agree with what Evan said. Their pitching is falling apart. That's what helped them succeed last year in the postseason. Their pitching, it was Syndergaard, DeGrom, who's out. Matz might not even start this Friday, so Harvey's already. It's not that good for it. But yes, the Mets are hitting. Cardinals, like you said. Giants, on the other hand, did you see that fight last night between Bumgarner and Puig? They got a little heated, but yes, the Giants have the worst record since the All-Star break.
One of them, yeah.
I don't know what happened to them. They're always a title contention for the World Series championship, and they're just falling apart.
It's crazy what happened. And they were one of the first teams to 50 wins, and now they're not going to – I don't think they're going to make it. I think the Cardinals are going to pass them. They've just been playing so bad, not even from the All-Star break, but just recently too. Like even their last 10 games, they just can't win. They got a tough schedule. They're going to have to face the Dodgers 2 more times, and the Dodgers, can clinch the division, finishing up with a good series. I don't think the Giants are going to make it. I think we're going to have to see Mets-Cardinals in the wild card game almost like as a default.
I mean, the Mets, the only thing they have going for them right now, they're winning games, but they have the easiest schedule down the road. From like 2 weeks ago, they've had the easiest schedule in baseball. They've been taking advantage of that, and they're winning games. That's all you can ask.
So we're going to get a little bit of a World Series prediction?
You got to give me a second. You can't put me on the spot like that.
Tyler.
Okay, it doesn't
We're
matter.
putting you on the spot there.
I forgot to say this. It doesn't matter if the Mets are making or the Giants or the Cardinals, because the Cubs are winning. The Cubs are winning the National League. They're going to the World Series to play the Red Sox, who have one of the greatest organizations. They just need to pitch in, and they signed Pomerantz. I know that whole thing with him injured. They'll be fine. Porcello, Cy Young candidate. I don't know. I think they'll be fine. Betts. Big Poppy, he wants to go out but with a championship too. So I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox defeat the Chicago Cubs.
Chicago may just burn to the ground if that happens.
I love the Red Sox too. I've always did, but I still like the Indians. The Indians have been hitting the ball exceptionally low. Their pitching's been actually, I think their best pitcher just got hurt right now. So we'll see how it goes. But listen, I like the Indians.
I'm going to go. I was a year early on the Rangers last year. I'm going to take them this year. I say they beat the Dodgers in the World Series because I like the moves that both of those teams have made to get better. They were already really good teams, already buying for first place, and now they've made some moves at the deadline that I really liked from both of them, and they've panned out so far. So I like what the Rangers have done. I don't want to discount the Cubs or the Red Sox or any of those other teams because there's so many good teams this year, and I think that's what makes it exciting. But right now, I think I'm going to take the Rangers.
Okay, so you're saying the Cubs, who have the best record in baseball, have the best lineup in baseball, have the best team in baseball, probably have 2 of the top 10 best pitchers in baseball, best infield in baseball.
Last year, Mets swept them.
But
the Cubs might be the best team in baseball in like 5 to 10 years.
It's crazy.
But baseball doesn't work like that. Everybody knows the Cubs are cursed. No matter what happens, the Cubs cannot win a World Series. Something's going to happen where they're going to lose. And baseball works a funny way where in 7-game series, you never know who's going to pick up 4 and get hot.
That is true, but I'm just saying the Cubs will be making the World Series for that. I don't know the AL side, the NL side, the Cubs will be making it.
Didn't you pick them to lose the World Series?
Yeah, they're going to lose the World Series to the Red Sox because baseball is going to say Big Poppy needs to end his career with a World Series.
Listen, I hope
Just
so.
you don't know about the AL side.
No.
Gosh.
No, I know, the Cubs
Bottom line, he wants the Red Sox to win the World Series.
The Red Sox are winning the World Series.
According to Tyler, no matter what happens, the Cubs are losing the World Series. It doesn't matter who they play, but they are going to lose.
Yeah, they will be going to the World Series and losing. That's what I'm saying.
You can put that in because that is a fact.
Put it on the board.
That's going to wrap it up for This Week in Sports. For my good friends, Tyler and Evan Lawani, I'm Mike McClung. Have a great night.
Great being back.